In our last video, we were in Tifton, Georgia. We explored the streets of the historic downtown, and we learned a lot about the city's history. In this video,
we're in Albany, Georgia.
Albany, Georgia is our third stop on what we're calling Wanderlust 2025, our road trip from Central Florida to Kansas and back again.
So this morning we're in Albany, Georgia. We spent the night here last night and now we're going to explore the downtown. We know it's kind of early, but we have other stops on our route today, so we're just going to see what it has to offer. We're right along the Flint River and this looks like a really cool park.
So for context, we're in Albany, Georgia early on a Friday morning. We're obviously starting at the waterfront park, and then we're going to randomly work our way through the streets of the historic downtown.
So here we are in Riverfront Park, which is a 6-acre park with 3 miles of riverwalk, and you can see they have several war memorials.
Yeah, this is a beautiful park. Love to see the city take advantage of their waterfront property, and what a great place to start this video.
This is a life-size sculpture of Ray Charles and his baby grand piano. He was born here in Albany in 1930. This sculpture was unveiled in December of 2007.
A fitting tribute to a legend for sure, and little did we know, but this road trip we kind of found all sorts of home of legendary artists. This was the first of a few more to come.
Here on Front Street is the Albany Welcome Center. It's located in the historic Bridge House. The basement of this house was a meat packing operation during the Civil War, and the second floor was Tift's Hall, which was a theater and social center of Albany. It became the Welcome Center in 2008.
So I'm guessing Tift is the same guy that has something to do with our last stop, Tifton?
Sort of. It's his nephew, and we'll talk more about him a little bit later. And now we see the Flint River Aquarium, which opened in 2004.
We've been to a lot of aquariums, but I think this is the first river aquarium we've ever encountered.
I think so. So now we've turned from Front Street and we're going up Pine Avenue. The building on the right is the Albany Herald Building, the newspaper. It started in 1906 as Rosenberg's department store, and it was that until 1978. It's held the Herald since 1985. The building straight ahead here is the former historic Hotel Garden. It was built in 1925 and had 115 rooms, each with their own private bathroom. This remained a hotel until 1975, then became the Water, Gas, and Light Commission until the late 2010s. So a little history about Albany. It was founded in 1836 by Nelson Tift, nephew of Henry Tift, who founded Tifton. It was incorporated in 1838 and was prominent as a shipping center in the 1800s, first by steamboats coming from Apalachicola, Florida, and then by railroad. 7 lines met in Albany. This is the Albany Municipal Auditorium, built in 1916. It was abandoned in 1972 and stood vacant, but then renovated in 1986. And right next door is the old Carnegie Library, also built in 1906. It served as the main library until 1966 and was renovated in 1992 to become the Albany Area Arts Council.
And here's just another view of the auditorium.
So the current population of Albany is about 68,000.
I think I've mentioned this in past videos, but the population of the town seems small for the size of the downtown. This is a very robust downtown.
The J. Lane Theater is formerly the State Theater. It opened in 1942. Now it hosts live music and other events, and it can be rented out.
A beautiful theater in that classic Art Deco style that we've seen many times throughout our travels.
This beautiful church was St. Paul's Episcopal Church, built in 1896.
Yeah, as with a lot of the Bible Belt, there are some beautiful old churches to be seen in this town. And across the street from that church was another church. If memory serves, a lot of the street was church property. So after praying for forgiveness for the quality of our videos over the years, it was time to head to what appeared to us to be a much older and perhaps a little more dilapidated part of the downtown. The good news here is this large brick building that we see looked to us like it was currently under some kind of renovation. So hopefully this little part of downtown will get revived shortly. These are great old buildings, and we can report that at least some of them were still in use.
And this is the only remaining brick street in the city. It was laid in 1913.
And on this same street is a heritage center as well as the original train depot.
And the yellow building is the Albany Journal building, which was built in 1939. Yeah, this train depot was built in 1913. In 1974, they began restoring it, and this whole campus area became a history museum, science museum, planetarium, rail car display, and so it's just a really nice use of this area. The Heritage Center is a combination of historic buildings that have been restored and new construction.
So after checking out that great area, it was time to head back towards the core of the downtown. And here we see the remnants of the Albany Herald, the third such newspaper sighting on this visit. Back on Front Street, we stopped at Cornerstone and had some coffee. Check out this nice landscaping.
And this commemorates the first electric lights in the city in 1889. Albany actually had the first incandescent light system in the South, making it famous and attracting tourists. Albany is also home to 4 universities. Albany State University, which was founded in 1903, a branch campus of Troy University, Albany Technical College, and a single site of the Georgia Military College.
And here we're coming upon the federal courthouse. Broken record time, but again, great landscaping.
And the tall building across the street is the Nelson Tift Building, built in 1922, and it was built to display furniture. Here is the Albany Theater, which opened in 1927. It actually originally showed silent movies and had a pipe organ. It was a movie theater until the 70s. It sounded like there were plans to convert this to apartments, but there was a fire in 2018 that damaged the building.
Man, that's heartbreaking. Hate to hear that. We tried to find something on this house because it seems like it should have a cool story, but we didn't. But it's still a cool house.
And across the street is the post office and courthouse, which were built in 1912. The biggest employers in the area are healthcare, education, and the Marine Corps Logistics Base Albany. So downtown, they have an annual Mardi Gras Street Festival the first weekend in March. You can probably get a little more about the city from the Chamber of Commerce, that building across the street, which was built in 1917.
Unfortunately, there wasn't enough street art to have a dedicated section, so we'll just look at some of these scenes as we work our way back to our starting point, and then we'll be back to wrap this one up. All right, what'd you think of Albany, Georgia?
I'm definitely glad we stopped. They have a beautiful waterfront area, and it looks like there's a lot of development going on. The downtown has still some empty things, but they've really done a lot to bring people to this downtown area and along the river, so I liked it.
Yeah, look, man, we're just travelers, we're tourists. We don't know anything about these towns. Half the time we don't even know if they have a downtown. We went to places and turns out there wasn't one, or at least one worthy of filming. So just like with all of them, we had no idea what to expect. And what I will say is, this is a very cool downtown to visit. Like Caroline said, there's a fine line between on the way down and on the way up. This one definitely seems like it's on the way up. There's a lot of new signage. This riverfront park, tribute to Ray, fantastic. And I am so glad that we stopped here. This was a really, really, really fun stop, and I would encourage you to check it out if you're in the area. So I give this one a thumbs up for sure.
Me too.
All right, get off the couch. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.